So, welcome to the Swimming from Home talk show. I'm here with Ashley Twichell. Um, so, I guess first, I've been starting off just, how you being a professional athlete, how did the initial beginnings of the coronavirus pandemic kind of affect you, and what have the last couple weeks looked like for you?
Yeah, so definitely a whirlwind of the last couple of weeks. I was out at the training center, so I headed out to Colorado March 8th, so like 2.5 weeks ago, and I was supposed to be out there until this Saturday, so the 28th. And about like 5 days in, so like our first Friday there, I guess, we got wind that we might have to leave earlier than expected, and that was right after the NBA suspended their season, the NHL, and so all the sports, were starting to either suspend or cancel, and so kind of was expecting that. Things were up in the air for a little bit, and then ultimately we got a call Tuesday that the training center would be closing Wednesday due to Colorado state orders, and so got a flight home last Wednesday, so a week ago, and I've been home since. And then obviously the past few days, things started to happen pretty fast, and I kind of knew where it was headed. And then obviously, was it yesterday the official announcement was made? Monday or yesterday.
Yeah.
And again, just a whole lot of emotions. I'm in full support of the decision, obviously for our global community's health and safety, but that being said, I'm obviously also really disappointed that I won't be competing this summer. Obviously, I've worked a really long time to get to this point, so I was excited for this August, but I'm also hopeful that next summer will be even more amazing because of all this. So definitely a lot of emotions and still kind of processing them all.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I saw an Instagram post you made that really resonated with me, and I think probably resonates with a lot of athletes, about how whatever you're feeling, it's okay to feel that.
Mm-hmm.
Would you mind speaking a little more just on that topic and kind of why you think that is?
Yeah, I mean, I feel like the Olympics obviously, is in the spotlight, and so I've had a lot of media reach out to me, which is totally understandable. But I think it's important to realize that this is affecting every single person, and even if it's different for everyone, whether it's unemployment, if you're a small business owner and suffering from this, not to mention, of course, the people who actually have had or are currently going through having coronavirus, people who have loved ones or family. And so the NCAA athletes who lost the end of their seasons, the high school kids who aren't getting to finish out the rest of their year in school. So all different sorts of stuff, and everyone's going to kind of process what they're going through differently and feel different things. And I think it's just important to remember that whatever you're feeling, it's validated. And I think, a lot of people may be struggling mentally through this, and that should be talked about. And it's okay to feel however you're feeling. And I would encourage anyone to talk to someone if they can. My dad's a therapist, so I'm really lucky. I kind of have like a built-in therapist to talk to every day. But yeah, I feel like it's important to let people know that however they're feeling is validated, and no one's suffering should be minimized.
Yeah. So are you at home with your parents right now?
No, I'm in North Carolina with my husband.
Okay.
So my mom is actually down in Florida, so she was visiting my sister when all of this kind of started to happen. So she's stayed down there, and then my dad is actually up in New York, so that's where he still lives and works.
Gotcha. And so what has it been like since you've been home in North Carolina? What's kind of your day-to-day been?
Yeah, so I've actually been pretty lucky in that I, up until today, have been able to get in the pool. So I do train at a private facility. We were swimming obviously in really small groups and really spread apart. But as of actually today at 5 p.m., so like 45 minutes, our pool will be closed. I think as of now until April 24th. That's North Carolina state
Yep.
orders. So yeah, I mean, it's been nice just to be able to get in the pool really from a mental standpoint. Obviously, it's nice to stay in shape physically. But really mentally it's helped just to bring a little like normalcy into my life in this, you know, unprecedented time. But yeah, I'll just be figuring out the new normal, I guess, and you know, doing the dry land I can, and really taking it day by day.
Yeah. Have you started that mental or physical shift at all now that you know the Olympics are not going to be this summer? Has that changed? I guess what plan you can make moving forward yet?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, even though, you know, I had been able to get in the water and it wasn't, you know, doubles every day like I was used to, but at least I was able to get in the water. But, you know, a lot of the people on the national team that I had been talking to, out of them, only, you know, a handful, you know, have been able to have pool time. And so even though I was being able to get in the water, it's not fun thinking about the fact that like not probably 90 to 95% of the country isn't able to swim. And so it's definitely a relief that, yeah, they have been postponed. And so everyone will be able to resume and get back to their normal training at some point, and just get back to what they're used to doing, and prepare to the best of their ability with the facilities they need. And so, yeah, now, you know, there's time is on our side now, so it can take a little bit of a break, both mentally and physically, and just kind of, you know, once the new dates come out, obviously there's a ton of logistics to sort out, but once USA Swimming is, you know, releases the new competitions for this coming year, I'll be able to set up my plan for this coming year a little bit better.
Yeah. So you had already qualified for the Olympics in open water. Does that still apply?
I have not heard otherwise. So yeah, I mean, as of now, I'm not sure. I haven't heard otherwise. And I had planned on going to Olympic trials in the pool as well.
Right.
And so that will still be, you know, my game plan moving forward. But yeah, I haven't heard otherwise
Gotcha.
regarding that. So
Yeah. Okay. Cool. I
yeah,
guess. Always good news.
yeah.
So so I guess training for on the open water side of things, if you can't swim in a pool, do you have a plan for training as of yet, or an idea of what that might look like for you?
I don't as of now. You know, I'm okay with taking a little bit of time out of the water. Like I said,
Mhm.
we'll have a while now, and we've been grinding pretty hard since September. So, um, you know, realistically, I wouldn't continue on with that and with that same volume and intensity all the way through next summer anyway.
Yeah.
But I mean, and no one knows how long this will last. And so, really taking it day by day. My parents do have a place down on the coast in North Carolina, so it's about 2.5 hours from us. And so, if all else fails, yeah, I guess, throw on a wetsuit and go train in the ocean.
Yeah.
But yeah, just taking it day by day for now.
Do you have anything outside of the water that you're either planning on doing or maybe even looking forward to doing? Um,
Like physically, like staying in shape wise, or just like
I guess
outside.
either or. Yeah, staying in shape, or just now that you might have a little more time on your hands.
Yeah. So in regards to staying in shape, I'll definitely try to continue my dry land to the best of my ability. Obviously, I don't have all the stuff I would normally have in the gym I use, but a lot of body weight stuff and core. And then I do have a Peloton, so I'll definitely use that just to maintain cardio and aerobic fitness. And I do love doing that. So
Mhm.
that'll be something new and different. And then outside of that, there's definitely some projects around my house that need to be done. And a lot of, I travel so much either for training trips or competitions that I feel like I'm never, home and just on a break. If I'm taking a break from swimming, I'm usually at the beach. So this is a perfect opportunity. I'm home with not a whole lot to do. And so, yeah, get some of those things done and hang out with my dog. And that's about it.
Yeah, I mean, I know for me, I travel a lot for work covering competitions, and I know it's certainly been a nice reprieve to just be forced to stay at home and just kind of, yeah, do those things that you wouldn't otherwise be doing, or taking the time that you otherwise wouldn't be taking.
Yeah.
Um, have you have you reflected about what swimming means to you, or really anything? Have you just kind of had time to yourself to think about either looking back at how you've handled things, for moving forward?
Yeah, I mean, I feel like I'm in a little bit of a unique situation just because I had already qualified. And so, and I also knew that after the Olympics, I was going to retire. And so 30. And so, swimming's been a huge part of my life for obviously a very long time. I had to come to terms with the fact that I was kind of going to be moving on to the next chapter of my life come August. And so, that's still taking some time to just get used to. But yeah, I mean, I'm looking forward to what's to come. And obviously, when I found out that our pool was going to be closing, it was like, oh, like I was bummed I wouldn't be in the water. And so obviously that's a good sign. Like, I still love the sport, and I'm just choosing to look at it, as a gift of an extra year of swimming. I talked to Amanda Weir, messaged me on Instagram actually a couple days ago. And she kind of said that, like, I'm just looking at it as an extra year to do something we love. And I think obviously in a situation like this, you can look at things from different perspectives. And so just going to try to look at it from the most extra bonus year that I maybe didn't even know I wanted to continue to swim.
Do you know what direction you might go into next after you're done with swimming?
Positive. I've really just tried to stay focused on swimming while I'm swimming, so I haven't wanted to look too far ahead. But I've always been, really since college, I majored in psychology, and then I took a couple of sports psych classes with our sports psychologist at Duke, and those are some of my favorite classes of school. So I would definitely be interested in that. I think the mental aspect of athletics as a whole has really helped me. And been a big game changer for me when I've really worked on the mental training side of things. So I would love to be able to help other athletes with that and give back a little bit. But yeah, still to be determined, I guess.
Yeah, definitely. So have you found yourself, I guess, on the mental side of things, because of this Olympic postponement, because of just being forced to stay inside, have you found yourself, your motivation wavering at all?
Not really. But I'm definitely, oh, sorry, my husband's about to get home if you hear something. I definitely, I'm doing an interview with SwimSwam. I definitely won't be surprised if that maybe comes. And again, like I said earlier, I think it's important for people to acknowledge and accept how they're feeling. And so, if that does occur, I'll accept it and try to work through that. There are many times in my career where I have felt like, a loss of motivation. Probably the most prominent being, leading up to and right after my shoulder surgery. And so I feel like I do have a pretty good handle on how to deal with it. But as of now, no, I'm still really excited, and I'm hopeful that the Olympics next summer will be just obviously Olympics are always an amazing experience, but maybe even more so than usual, just with what the world's been through. So yeah, as of now, I'm excited, and definitely a change of plans and not necessarily what I was expecting, but I'm looking forward to it. And I've had an amazing support system with, my husband and my parents and my siblings to keep my head on straight and stay, mentally positive.
Yeah, definitely. With all the time at home, have you found yourself doing any more of certain activities such as, TV or reading or cooking? Any extracurriculars to speak of?
Yeah, kind of all of the above. So I'm a big reader, so I've definitely been enjoying that. And then I try to stay away from Netflix because I'll binge if I get into it. But I did start Love Is Blind 2 nights ago, and I got my brother and husband into it. They claim they don't like it, but I think they're hooked too. And then yeah, cooking. I love to cook. Oh, sorry, it's my dog.
That's okay.
They love, so just a bunch of stuff. I got a HelloFresh meal kit yesterday, so made one of those meals last night. So
Nice.
yeah, just enjoying things that I might not necessarily have time for, and trying to take advantage of the extra downtime.
Yeah. What do you like to read?
Really anything. So I like nonfiction and fiction. Right now I'm reading Nine Perfect Strangers, so a fiction. But yeah, I've always loved to read.
Nice.
Yeah.
Um, so for maybe younger athletes out there who, this has been a big blow to, would you have any advice for them? I guess, again, the Instagram post you made, pretty good advice, but maybe any sort of closing thoughts or anything else you might want to offer?
Yeah, I mean, I think for me, it's similar to when I had my shoulder surgery and I had to be out of the water for I think it was like close to 8 weeks. And when you're forced to be out of the water, I think it gives you a new appreciation for the sport. At least for me, even when I take a break voluntarily, typically at the end of each season, that's different than when you're forced to be out and it's out of your control. And so for me, it's just allowed me to, after my surgery, I like long to get back in the water. And so it just made me appreciate it more and remember not to take it for granted. And yeah, just to stay mentally positive. It's helped me a lot to talk to my teammates via, FaceTime or just texting and know that there are other people in the same boat as you and going through similar things. And whether you're talking about swimming or something totally different, I think it's just, helpful to stay connected to people. I think this can be obviously a pretty like lonely and isolating time too, being, for the most part, stuck inside your house or wherever. And so just reach out to people. It's a really good opportunity to reconnect with people that maybe you haven't talked to in a while. And we all have a lot of time on our hands. So have those conversations haven't had.
Yeah. Well, awesome. Thank you so much, Ashley.
Yeah, absolutely. Thank you.